Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Bisu and Zero here on Neo Jade. Top left-hand corner, the blue Protoss player, it is Bisu. And his opponent in the bottom right, the red Zerg player, Zero. I know it says Neox92 here, but according to the Smurf list, this is Bisu. And the Smurf list also clarifies this. Wait, this is Zero, and clarifies this. The Protoss player is Bisu. Also, this observer that floated off his command center, according to the Smurf list, is Effort. I'm not sure why he's observing, but I don't know. Very, very interesting. Alrighty then, ZVP here between these two players. I believe this does date back to about the 2010 to 2012 range, so a little bit more recent than the stuff I've been posting on the channel recently, between involving Into the Rain. Those are some old replays for sure. So we're, again, getting closer to the present, but not quite there yet. So Overlord scouting on this very, very big map. Look how big this is. This probe has been running for a minute. Still not even crossed it yet. Okay, it didn't actually start a minute ago, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. This is one of those weird bases, one of those weird maps where the bases are kind of in valleys and sunken in a little bit, as opposed to being on high ground, or as opposed to just being on regular ground with the rest of the map. Probe is going to scout in, see what's going on, and that is a pool first play out of Zero here. Hotkeys, let's get those right. There we go. Hotkeys, that's the one that we want. So he's going pool first on this map, which just seems a little bit interesting. I mean, it's really hard to find your opponent, especially if you're just sending Sloverlords out to see what's going on. This drone likely going to be expanding based on the mineral count that we're seeing here. So just a pool into a hatch out of Zero. And actually, no. Ah, this drone is trying to expand, but the probe found him first. That's so annoying. Bisu, your probe is so very, very annoying here. Got some lings on the way. This expansion is absolutely going to be late. Another drone comes over to try to kill this annoying probe. Or just maybe throw down the hatch. That might be good. Oh, no! The probe keeps coming in, man. This is some good micro out of Bisu. So frustrating. Oh, he did throw a base up there. He was going to go for a double expand real fast. So this one got down on time. This one's still not even here yet, the natural base. Thankfully for him, though, there are some lings out. This probe is now running for its little probey life, and it can juke quite nicely. However, Zero doesn't seem to be that interested in expanding at all, is the deal. Has he got even a drone anywhere remotely near here? That's what Bisu's trying to make sure. He's trying to make sure there's not another base coming up, because 2-base Zerg is much different from 3-base Zerg. He does see the drone come in. He's going to try to block it, but really it's more important to him that he sees the hatch go down. And then at that point, he can know with fairly good confidence it is not going to be a 2-base Muta play. So yeah, the hatch goes down here. The probe scouts on in, sees no quick lair, sees no quick Hydralisk den or anything crazy like that. It's just going to be regular old Zerglings for the time being. Is he even getting metabolic boost? He's skipping metabolic boost, at least for the time being. Meanwhile, Protoss player Bisu is working on a gateway. He's got a cannon here. It was a forge fast expand for him. Natural base is actually almost done here, which is really fantastic, considering this hatchery is almost done too. Timing worked out quite nicely for Bisu here in the early stages. This probe is still alive. Did we? Oh, we slowed it down. Sorry about that. Why was I pressing D? I don't know. Oh, because it's the production tab in the StarCraft 2 client. Sometimes my brain gets these mixed up, as you well have noticed. Absolutely 100% noticed for sure. Alright, so what are we doing back home here? There's a cybernetics core finally here from Bisu. Nothing too nuts from him otherwise. Just probing up, man. Double pumping those probes. The timing is perfect. He's putting them to work as soon as they show up. Is this even? This seems like the right speed. I was still a little bit too slow, wasn't I? I was. And I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to tell me. Yeah, this looks better. This looks much better. It's a kind of a minute difference, though. Isn't it? Yep, probes are working here quite nicely. And if we go up again, that's too fast. So I think we're good. I think we're doing just fine. That Zealot did hammer on that Zergling just a little bit. We have Zerglings running around all over the place here. No big deal. And a lair just now pops out for 0. Natural base getting helped, or getting saturated a little bit here too. Bunch of Zerglings out though. I'm not sure you can get through this is the problem. You're trying to pressure with Zerglings, or maybe just trying to find Zealots out on the map, or probes that are out on the map. This probe still lives. This probe has taken 0 hull damage. No damage at all. It's all been shields that he's gotten back. No problem, Bob. Well, no prob, Bob. It's going to be a Stargate opening here out of Bisu. Getting +1 air weapons, too. He is serious about this, and it is going to be a Spire here. So a 3-base Spire opening. Not enough gas to go for Muta here. It's definitely just going to be Scourge to deal with Corsair that he's pretty sure are coming at this stage of the game. He hasn't scouted it. He's going to try to maybe send his Sloverlord up. They are so slow. Look at this guy. So slow. Probe? I mean, until Metabolic Boost is done, this probe can run pretty much infinitely, especially with good micro, and really mess with the Zergling's pathing here. If this probe was just running straight back and forth, or just running in a straight line, the Zergling would have killed it already. But Bisu's actually microing this thing to keep it alive longer than it otherwise would be able to. Ah, incredible stuff. Corsair's out to kill this Overlord. It does announce the presence of Corsairs to 0, though. I think 0's okay with that. Macro hatch on the way at the 3rd base here. A macro hatch at the natural, too, for 0. And some Corsairs flying around, trying to find errant overlords that they can kill. A 4th base coming up at the 6-minute mark for 0. He's feeling pretty confident in his ability to do this thing. The Zealots have other plans, though. That is a creep colony, but it's not even done yet, which means it's not even close to a sunken colony, which means these Zealots are going to have a field day against these drones. There are some Lings in production and some Lings nearby. Go help! Go help, Zerglings! I understand you really don't want to because it's 4 Zerglings versus 4 Zealots, and that is just a death sentence. Sunken colony coming on in here. Sunken can't cover this, though. It can't shoot this far. Okay, what's the range? Let's find out. Not this. Definitely not. Okay, now the Zerglings are getting in on the party. Sunken helping against this one, too. And yeah, pretty good positioning, but the Zealots all do get cleaned up here. So well done by 0. He's able to keep his 3rd base. He doesn't lose hardly any drones at all, if any. And his 4th base is coming up quite nicely. Scourge flying on in, trying to get a shot off against these Corsair, but there is a cannon inside the main. Zerglings running up, just trying to make sure there's no blue on their side of the map. I really like what 0 is doing here. Hydralisk Den on the way. And it is Dark Templar out of Bisu, according to that production tab. So the Corsair Dark Templar opening with some Zealot support seems to be what's on the menu today. Working on +1 attack. It is almost done for the Zealots. Also speed almost done for the Zealots here too. Scourge trying to get shots off on the Corsair. Corsair are too fast. Obviously, you got to kind of flank attack them. If they see you coming, they can run. Absolutely, they can run. Multiple creep colonies now coming up. Spore colony here too at the front of the 3rd base. 0 is preparing for this like an absolute boss. Yeah, I don't think coming in here is a great idea if you're Zealots. Nope. Corsair Zealot running around. Yeah, the Zealots are so much faster now. Zoom! Zoomy zoom zoom! Zerglings get metabolic boost? It kind of looks like they did. They're definitely much faster now. Production tab, I did not notice that happening, but that's okay. Flyer Carapace on the way to make the Corsairs, or make the Scourge harder to kill before they explode upon their intended target. Corsair flying in. Spore colony, man. Problematic. You don't just want to straight up, I mean, moving the wounded ones away. That's a lot of dead overlords. You took some damage on your Corsairs, but otherwise that was pretty fair. You almost need Hydralisks to defend against that. 1 Spore colony is not going to do it. Possibly 2. Possibly 2. Zerglings cruising around. Zealots mixing it up here too. Dark Templar defending this base and Zealot. So it's going to come up. This 3rd base is not going to be dealt with by Zerglings from 0. Not even the teeniest or tiniest of bit. I like how 0's not really committing Zerglings to anything here. He's not losing a ton of them for no reason. He's just scouting with them. If he can kill something, he'll kill them, but otherwise, no big deal, right? Otherwise, no problem. Yeah, I mean, these Zealots with +1 attack really do crush Zerglings, especially if they don't have Carapace upgrades, which they don't. So they're not going to engage here. They will trade inefficiently for sure. Corsair still flying around. Scourge flying around here too, finding a couple of these overlords. Hydra's get him. Man, this Corsair group is big. That's 9. Another macro hatch from Zero. Macro hatches are okay, you guys, in the Brood War. You need that larva. You need that larva for the composition that we're dealing with here. It's going to be Lurker. The Lurker aspect here, out of Zero, still flying around to the Corsairs, trying to make sure that detection's not going to be a thing, but there are spore colonies everywhere, which means detection is absolutely a thing, except maybe at this 4th base. There's no detection up here. Yep, Corsairs picking off another couple overlords. Zero's replacing them as they're dying, really not spending a lot of time being supply blocked at all, which is really, really nice. The 3rd base is up and running. 2 cannons placed exceptionally well. Zerglings can't really do much about it here. Archons and Zealots are out with +1 attack, mind you. +2 attack is on the way here too. And Dragoon's Singularity Charge upgrade being researched at the same time. Corsairs catching yet another Overlord. Spore colonies hitting them, or Spore colonies, as I've called them from time to time. Queen's Nest on the way. Gonna be just for that. Hive and additional evolution chambers. Well, chamber for upgrades on the way here too for the Zerg player. Corsairs fairly healthy. All, I mean, 10 of them? 10 of them that we have right now. Jeez, are there any overlords anywhere? Where are... Oh, here are some. No! Hydralisks, there you go. Hydras can force them back. Hydra anti-air DPS is kind of insane. 11 damage. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it is really, really good. Dragoons pushing up. Fairly large gateway army with a single Archon at the 3rd base. They're trying to pick off this evolution chamber. It's not researching anything, so it's not going to block anything that way, but... Hydra sunken, trying to do this, trying to defend this thing. We do have 6 lurkers in production. I don't know where they are, but they're not at this 3rd. Oh, maybe a couple of them are here at this 3rd base. Absolutely spining on out. Hydra's pushing on, trying to pick off something. This is a pretty big, scary army. Ooh, they pick off the lurker from distance too. Do they have an observer? They must. I don't see it though. Huh. Really don't see it. Zergling's coming up here. This is just a siege. We're not going to A-move into this for Bisu. Zergling Hydra trying to get on top of this thing too, allowing the lurker to burrow on in, and it does manage to burrow here. I wonder if that lurker was still burrowing when it got picked off. That's entirely possible. Didn't seem like it, but that's okay. That is all right. Zerglings with no attack or defense upgrades, just running around the map being annoying. They can't kill anything. They're not going to kill any units. They're not going to kill any buildings. Bisu's being way too careful for that. Although trying to go for a 4th base, and there is a Zergling shutting that down, so that counts for something. Zerglings just pathing themselves around their way around the map, distracting the army of Bisu, which is pretty fantastic. I'm liking it quite a bit. Overlords on the way, working on upgrades, groove spines, melee attacks, missile attacks, Carapace on the way here too. What I don't see, however, is a Defiler's Mound. You really, really need that Defiler's Mound to win against Bisu. We've seen Jade do it from time to time. And I know it's hard to control here, but Zero needs to make it happen. He's going for Adrenal Glands for faster Zergling attack, which is pretty fantastic here. The splash damage count is not that high. There's an Archon. We do have High Templar on the way, but they're not quite ready yet. Zergling's still just running around. Don't mind us. We're just cruising. Still no upgrades at all, but we can kill 2 Zealots, pretty sure. Anyway, Zealots do have +2 attack. Ah, they're just going to kill your cannons. Meanwhile, moving right on into the natural base is Bisu. And the Lings do get cleaned up. So a couple buildings died while they were being constructed here. High Templar just waiting for something to storm. There we go. Right on top of them Hydralisks. Great stuff indeed. Ugh, that's the only place the Hydras can come. That is Storm Central right there. More Lurkers and Hydras pushing out across the map. Hydra's trying to get rid of these Corsair, but I think the Corsair count is still 10. It still is. Bisu's babysitting these guys like you would not believe right now. Hydralisks are pushing for a bit of a counterattack with +1 attack. Carapace is almost done. Did that get blocked? I think that got blocked. No, it's done. It is now done. Picking off observers, trying to kill. Yeah, this Gateway army is not going to do well against Hydra Ling. Definitely not. Where did the lurkers go, though? I don't know. And suddenly the Hydras are severely surrounded and massacred. That said, 4th base in a lot of trouble here as there's a lot of Ling Hydra coming over this way. And there are 4 cannons, but there's no storm at all. Hydras need to get engaged here. The Lings will die very, very quickly without the Hydras. 2 assists. Lings are basically tanking at this point. Not enough. It wasn't enough to break that, actually. Wow, +2 attack on charge lots. Not charge lots, speed lots. Pretty great. 5th base coming in here. Hasn't expanded for a while as Zero, but he's making up for it at this point. 175 to 126 supply. There's your consumed. Defilers are out. Defilers are ready to go, man. If there is an Overlord somewhere, it is going to die. Lurkers present, Zealots. Get out of there. Come on, don't take Lurker hits. That's for chumps. You need Dragoons to handle that one. Trying to expand up here possibly was Zero, but there were Zealots ready and waiting for that. Storming himself there was that High Templar, but he's alive. If you have to sacrifice some of your own HP to kill some Lings, so be it, they say. Corsair's hanging out in this bottom right corner for reasons unknown. I guess maybe waiting for more Overlords to pop, but they're not going to pop here. They're too smart for that. Too smart indeed. Ooh, one Corsair I think got picked off. Yes it did. We only have 9, and one of them is pretty severely injured as well. Another attempted expand here by Zero, getting shut down by Bisu. Excellent job. Plagues on the way on those Defilers for Zero. More Dark Templar getting Gravitic Drive for faster shuttle movement. And Hydra's picking at them Corsairs. Yeah, I mean, this is a really hard ramp to break if you're Bisu. He's not really interested in attempting it at this point, but getting that 4th base up was huge for him economically. +3 attack is done for the gateway units. They're working on a +1 ground armor here too, because at this stage, why not? You've got forges. Might as well use them for stuff, I believe, is the concept here. That forge has been there for a while. Alright, so taking another base is Bisu, bottom left. He's feeling extremely confident in this. And really, he should. Oh, bit of a super Templar drop here. Where is he? Oh, here he is. 3 kills, and he's toast. Drone's transferring somewhere. Where are you even transferring? I guess maybe up that way. Zero has been stuck on 4 bases for a while. Is this drop? This is drop. Why would... What? What are you doing? I think maybe he was trying to kill this base in the bottom left, but that went about as poorly for him as it can. He's incredibly supply blocked. All his Overlords are dead. He just lost a ton of Defilers and Hydralisks and Zerglings. He can't get a 5th base under any circumstances whatsoever. Another attempted drop here from the Zerg player Zero. And cannons are firing. He is dropping on in. Scourge flying on in here too, but there are Reavers present. Dark Swarm is up. Stuff's exploding. Corsair's killing the Overlords. Defiler manages to hide up in this top left-hand corner. Storm. Lurkers are present, and Lurkers are not present anymore. Just kidding. There's still one here. Still one here. Zerglings getting cleaned out. Army are spawning pretty well. That was a lot of probe deaths, though, is what that one was. And finally, the Lurker gets cleaned out quite nicely there. So 181 to 131 supply. This Defiler is still alive. He's being hunted, though, and he should be hunted. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, he can. And thank you for the pro tip. Whoever that was told me I needed to turn off the vision for the observer in order for this switch to work. I mean, he's totally visible up here. That Defiler is not hiding from anybody. But I think Bisu's pretty happy to be on 5 base versus a 4 base Zerg. So far, working out quite nicely. He's got Reaver. He's got High Templar. We're starting to mine out of bases a little bit here as Zero. Ah, there we go. 5th base. Coming on in. Got some Lurkers defending. Is it going to be enough is the question, though. APM still sitting at about 260 for both of these players continuously. Working on +2 ground armor. Working on plasma shield upgrades as Bisu. He's got 0. He's working on 1. Smalling Hydra army heading north. They want this base so badly. These Zealots have been holding it for so long, though. I'm not sure if he has any way. Well, he's going to clear it out, I think. Adrenal glands is done on these Lings. Oh my goodness, look at him run. Too many Zealots! Too many Zealots! Zero is continuing to make Lings, continuing to make Hydras, continuing to expand here and get upgrades. Dancing around a little bit here as Bisu. He can afford to play defensively here. Yeah, he brought the Lurkers up to deal with these Zealots. so we can expand in this location. Excellent job. Excellent job by him. Single zealot remaining here. Bisu, I don't know if we can allow this to happen. Is the thing, and yet it's on the way. So 5th base done, 6th base coming in for 0. Bisu might be a little bit too passive right now. Spending his money exceptionally well. He's sitting at 100 minerals compared to the 800, 1500 that Zero's rolling on right now. Good Reaver shots up the ramp, killing 2 lurkers very quickly. Another lurker goes down. Lurkers on the high ground, still trying to do stuff against this army, but Defiler throwing a plague. That was a pretty decent plague. Good storm on the Hydras and the lurker there, though. The Zealot's just doing whatever they want to. Ling's trying to wrap around, getting absolutely massacred by Storm there. Archon's killing them as well. Dark Swarm is up, but there's nothing in there except for, I guess, 2 lurkers now. Great Storm, and then the Zealots just finish you off anyway. So, no, you do not get a 6th base. Says Bisu, I apologize for the inconvenience, but no, you can have a 5th, but that's going to be just about it. Thank you very much. Working on Scarab damage, increasing the damage done by Scarabs by 25. They're already 100 splash damage per shot. That upgrade helps them a lot. I mean, against Zerg, it's kind of overkill, but I mean, hey, any bit of damage you can do against the Swarm, Protoss will take, right? I think they will. I really think they will. Maybe, are we going to just expand again? All right, we're going to retake it. Going to retake the 6th base like a boss. It is 0. 10 lurkers in production. The Defiler Dark Swarm usage has not been all that great by 0 to this point. There's the expansion. Here comes a shuttle with 3 High Templar in. It does get spotted. I mean, it should have been spotted. I wonder if he's too worried about the front here, though, to notice this shuttle. Well, I guess, yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that hurt. That really, really hurt 0. These High Templar are like, I think we could still maybe storm again. No, we can't. We can't storm again. These ones can, though. Ooh, big time hit. Big, massive hit there. Dark Swarm is up. Lurker's ready to go. Are there enough Zealots to handle that? No, definitely not. Is there enough Storm? Very possibly. Very possibly there is. That Defiler did not get hit by that Storm in some way. The Corsair's kind of hanging out down here. Not quite sure where to go, actually. They could probably kill those Overlords if they wanted to. Bisu is, I mean, he's not supply blocked. He's maxed out. He's not spending his money as well, but that's basically because he's maxed out. He's getting all the upgrades he can. He's making Archons, but he's at 189 supply. There's not very much he can make here otherwise. Lurker, this is a lot of Lurker for 0. I am just not convinced that 0 can win this game, but with an amazing Lurker play, like some kind of crazy surround, I think he can make it happen. That DT is dead. Yeah, there's a single Overlord here observing, which the Corsairs could pick off if they wanted to be involved in this fight at all, which it doesn't seem like they do. Actually, they're kind of spazzing out, actually. Are we doing more Storm Drops? More Storm Drops! Okay, 0's worker count is abysmal at this stage of the game. He keeps losing drones at all of his bases. These High Templar are just having the most wonderful time a High Templar can have. Still alive. Oops, Scourge say, are you still alive? Are you? Amazing. Another amazing drop there. All right, time to push in 0. Let's do this thing. Let's go in. He's trying to establish a 6th base up north. He did manage to get that there quite nicely. Pushing on in here is Bisu. Storming on the Lurkers, doing a pretty good job of that one. Oh, Storm on the Defiler! Still alive, though, thanks to that +3 Carapace. Helps a little bit here. Another Lurker down, another Lurker down. I mean, Bisu's being extremely, extremely careful here. Every time a Lurker burrows up, though, it just gets picked off by Dragoons and Archons and Storm. Yeah, I think Bisu's going for it, man. Nope, pulling back. Too many Lurker, he says. There are, in fairness, way too many Lurker for him to probably deal with. That is going to be 10. 10 Lurkers with +3/+3. Absolutely, at this stage of the game, it's +3/+3. No question about it. 6th base in a lot of trouble. Look at this Hydro-Ling flood coming up, though. Reaver's landing. Sorry, static defense. Was nice knowing you. Sorry, Lurkers, you are also dead. A flank attack from the backside, getting stormed quite nicely. Bisu's awareness for what's going on here is pretty amazing stuff. 6th base goes down again for the 2nd time in this game, and it's been denied several times as well. Zergling's rolling on in. Scourge trying to catch that shuttle. Can't do it. It's too fast. It's got the upgrade. There's too many Dragoons on the ground right now. And pulling back. We can't engage with this army. These are 3/2/2 Archons. Soon to be 3/3/3 Archons, which is absolutely insanely terrifying. Here it is, though. Here is the engagement that Zero really needs to go well for himself. He does manage to burrow some lurkers on. Why did he unburrow those ones? I don't know what that was. High Templar is somehow still alive in the midst of all of this. So many lurkers down. Drones coming up for some reason. Are they here to fight? What are we doing here? Meanwhile, more storm drops in the top left-hand corner. Zero's having an exceptionally bad time. He's got less than 100 minerals in the bank right now. These High Templar just trying to let this Archon finish, but too many Hydra. Too many Hydra there. An engagement against a Reaver. They do finish that off. They do finish this Archon off as well. And suddenly Bisu might be in a spot of trouble. Corsair still flying around, trying to find stuff to murder. But yeah, this 100 mineral count right now is not looking good. 6th base getting replanted for Zero. Once again, Zergling's cruising across the map, trying to deal with bases, possibly. Do they have Defiler support is the question. I don't know that they do. Shuttle here with a couple High Templar in it. Do get spotted. Bisu sees this coming. Corsair coming back as well. This guy just kind of hanging out in the middle of the map, trying to make sure an attack on the 6th base is spotted and possibly dealt with before it actually gets there. So this is a lot of red actually on the right side of the map. 163 to 185 supply. Bisu continuing to produce a lot of stuff there in that production tab. Yeah, straight up cracklings, man. Pretty good stuff. This is another High Templar drop. Actually, kind of. Still, not a bad reaction there by Zero. Honestly. Another storm attempt. Kind of a whiff there, actually. And the High Templar is in trouble. He does throw down a storm on the lurker before he dies, just to wound him. This drone going to expand down here. Zero actually has enough money to do it. He's paying attention up here a little bit more there. Matt, we're starting to see a lot more Archons in the army composition here for Bisu. More Scourge on the way. Corsair just flying around down here. Archon trying to deal with this stuff too. And yeah, he's making a march on this 6th base. Zero sees this, and he's running that way as fast as he Zergly can. Still no expansion down in this location, as it turns out. We've got craziness going on. Plague on top of this army. Lurkers stabbing on in, taking storms directly to the face. High Templar getting picked off. Dark Dragoons getting picked off here too. Archon down at the same time. Is Zero actually starting to come back in this game? We're 27 minutes in, and I don't know. That's the craziness of what has been this game so far. Another Archon down. He does save his 6th base, which he needed to do. He doesn't have much money to expand anymore because he's making 11 Hydralisks at this point in time. Another attempted drop here. Scourge to try to catch that shuttle, and I mean, the storm drop got off. That's all that really matters here, I think, for Bisu. Can you juke this? It sure seems like the speed... Oh, it did go down, but the High Templar popped out. Got another storm done. Has another couple available in case you want to get stormed. This is so many dead workers. This is so many dead workers here. Ton of minerals for Bisu in the bank right now. He's making zealots as fast as he's able. Another storm on that High Templar. He was hiding under this command center, which has been there for a while, because that's effort watching. Probes transferring down. Bisu hasn't actually taken another base in a while, surprisingly enough. He's mined out of his 1st, 2nd, and 3rd bases entirely. But he still has 2 bases he's mining from. And it looks like the income for Zero is working out pretty well here. Is Zero going to come back and win this thing? I am not going to lie. I've been assessing this game as it's been going on, and I just didn't see any way for Zero to win, but at the same time, he has a lot of stuff here. Nice play going down, just eating these storms. Storms pushing on through. The Plague hurting immensely here, except for the Archons. The Archons do not care about the Plague. And as we've established, super late game PvZ really should just be pretty much mass Archon. If you're going to try to win this thing. Oh, getting on top of those High Templar would be amazing with the Plague on them too. Turning into a plagued morphing Archon. That is not something you see every day. DT's wandering down to try to kill a base down here that does not exist. Dark Templar are doing pretty well for themselves. 2 kills and 3 kills there. Not too shabby. Archon gets picked off. Hydralisk's killing another Archon from distance. Man, those Reavers. Those Reavers, though. Doing so much work for the Protoss. Yeah, this is getting an epic tag. What an insane game this has been. Hydralisks and Lings actually crushing through these guys. This Reaver gets a nice shot off before it dies. Got DTs wandering on down in different places to just try to see what they can do. Continuing to build Zealots, fully upgraded Zealots, mind you. 333 Zealots at the 30 mark of this game. DT getting on into this 3rd or 4th or 5th base location. I believe this is the 5th base location. Attacking up into the 6th again are these Reavers. 100 plus 25 damage on those suckers. 6th base is toast. Storm on his own units to try to deal with the attacks coming up from the backside here. Man, cracklings are real scary. As it turns out, the 6th base, however, is gone. Bisu has managed to kill that one quite nicely. He's sending another Reaver drop attempt here, dodging some Spore Colony hits, I suppose, attempting to do so. But, oh boy. Trying to get rid of that Sunken Colony here as well. I mean, Zero really needs to expand here, but I don't... Look at this. Look at his income. Reaver's down. Reaver's down, though. Oh, and the shuttle gets chased into a corner and gets killed there as well. The thing is, this production tab is continuing for Bisu. He has the bank. He's got 7,000 minerals in the bank. He can keep cranking Zealots. If nothing else, we'll do pretty well here against what we're seeing out of the Zero. Well, not the Zero. Just Zero. Oh, this DT is like, hey, why don't you try to send more units down here? Bisu's going to take this base. There was a time. I feel like there was a moment there where Zero had this thing, but the constant drone harass. I mean, if I could see workers killed in this game, I would love to see that stat because I'm sure it is bananas. Hey, look, more Reavers, new ones, new shiny ones that aren't injured. Everybody else over here is super hurt, though. Looks like they've gotten plagued. Quite possibly. Yeah, once Bisu takes this southern base and Zero can't reestablish his 6th, I think that's going to be all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen. Scarab going over to kill a single Zergling. Shuttle does go down to Scourge. Scourge flying around, scouting stuff, trying to not get killed by cannons, but not doing all that good of a job of it. This is another attempt? Sure. Why not? Why not do more attempted storm drops? They've been working. They've been working real well for Bisu this stage of the game. All right, 6th base, still no. Zero not saving up enough money to do it. This can't mine. This is his last mining position. And it keeps getting sieged by storm drops. Don't hold still or you're going to get killed by Scourge. Zealot trying to take up that ramp. There are 3 lurkers up there, so no, not allowed. And Scourge finding the shuttle. Guess you could storm this one drone who's getting gas or take the long way up here to walk and destroy these drones. That would be good too. No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, here it is. Oh, that second layer too. That was a good one. And then turning into an Archon to see about continued harassment here. All right, 6th base. Bisu knows the blueprints here. Cannons, reavers, and you're pretty much good to go at that point. Lings trying to kill this Archon. No, they can't do it. He has so few shields remaining, but it does so good against Zerglings, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know about pushing up this ramp, guys. Oh, Defiler taking some shots. Good plague on the Zealots there, bringing down that health. Checking the 6th base, clearing that drone out. I mean, it's 190 to 74 supply. This might be the last hurrah for Zero. He's taking hits from Scarabs. Storms are absolutely insane as well. The Dark Swarms are pretty good here. Meanwhile, a Zealot attack into the 3rd base location, and that is your good game. Good game out of Zero. Bisu throws out the good game too. And finally, the Observer has left the game. Oh, holy bananas. That game went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But in the end, Bisu makes it happen. Does not allow the 6th base for Zero. Takes the 7th base location from him as well for his 6th base. And once that was it, we were done. Storm drops were killer throughout the entire match. Just destructive as all get out. And didn't win every engagement. A couple times Zero looked really, really good. And actually was pushing up here for a little bit, but wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to get through. Wasn't able to make the Dark Swarm usage quite good enough. The lurker counts there. And that was all she wrote. Corsairs really played a huge part in this game too. Where are the Corsairs right now? They all die when I wasn't paying attention. That might very well have happened. Ah, well, it's all good. They were great. They were great throughout the early stages of this game for sure. Produced almost 1,000 units for Zero. Ended up killing about 200, whereas Bisu killed 763 and lost 200 there. Resources here. Total spent 77,000 to 80,000. In favor of Bisu, he mined more minerals and he mined more gas fairly substantially there too. So yeah, resources will win the day, especially in a ZVP. If you can out-resource your Zerg player, you're pretty much going to win. All right, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.